Okay, so here's where we are right now. These are the contests that we are watching to see how this gets called, when it gets called. You just heard from election officials in Georgia. Joe Biden slowly chipping away at President Trump's narrow lead. But obviously, as you can see, there are still votes outstanding in Georgia. 61,000. Similar situation in Pennsylvania. The Biden campaign, though, is hoping its narrow lead holds in Arizona and Nevada, as you can see there. Pennsylvania, though, what they're looking at so very carefully. You see, that's the widest margin in favor of Trump right now, 135,671. It's also, though, where you have the most votes still outstanding, about 700,000 of them. So we've got Jessica Dean in Wilmington, Delaware, covering the Biden campaign, and our Caitlin Collins is in Washington covering the Trump campaign. Caitlin, I want to start with you, though, because, you know, as we are watching these numbers narrow, and we are going to know a lot more today, you have some new reporting on just how Trump and his aides see the path to 270, and how his aides see it is not the same as how the president sees it.
Well, they realize, Aaron, that path is getting a lot smaller by the day as these numbers are coming in. They feel good about what's happening in Arizona, how Joe Biden's lead shrunk overnight, and they still expect that more votes are going to come in the president's favor. But increasingly, what I'm hearing privately from campaign officials and from people who work in the White House is that reality is setting in, and they realize that they are more and more by the day as these votes are coming in, staring down a potential loss for President Trump. Now, just because reality is setting in for them does not mean it is setting in for the president himself. And actually, I'm told he is still convinced that Joe Biden is stealing this election from him. That's what he's been telling people on the phone over the last several hours. And he is stung by the fact that he has seen leads in states like Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, where he thought he was doing so well, diminish. Either they've disappeared entirely or they are going down by incredible numbers, like what we're seeing in Georgia right now as more and more absentee ballots are being counted. So what I'm told is that the president has been on the phone. He is still convinced that this is a fraudulent election and that it's being stolen from him. That is what he's telling people. And he is instructing people like his children to go out and cast doubt on the way that votes are being counted in these key battleground states. And we have seen them do that. You saw Eric Trump appear with Laura Trump yesterday in Philadelphia for that press conference where Rudy Giuliani was threatening to bring a national lawsuit, though it's not even clear, where they would go with that, as they are really throwing everything they can at the wall to see what sticks here, as they are trying to slow down the vote counts. Now, that's how they're feeling privately, that they are realizing there is a serious chance Donald Trump could lose here. But we should note the Trump campaign did just hold a call. They said they are still confident that they're going to win Pennsylvania, even though we are seeing the president's lead there diminish significantly. And they say that, quote, Donald Trump is alive and well.